Of goods sent by Great Northern Railway. Same are to be delivered to Carfax in Purfleet, immediately on receipt at Good Station, King's Cross. The house is empty at present, but enclosed, please find keys. You will deposit the boxes, 50 in number, in the part of the house marked A, on diagram enclosed. You are to leave the keys in the main hall of the house.
From Messrs. Carter Patterson and Company, London, to Messrs. Billington and Son, Whitby, 21st of August.
Dear Sirs, we beg to advise you that goods are delivered in exact accordance with your instructions and keys left in the main hall.
From the Journal of Mina Murray, 18th of August.
Lucy is ever so much better today. Last night she slept well and did not disturb me once. The roses seem to be coming back to her cheeks already, although she's still sadly pale and wan-looking. I asked her if she'd dreamed at all that night.
No, I didn't quite dream. It all seemed to be quite real. I heard a lot of dogs howling at once, and then I have a vague memory of something long and dark with red eyes, just as we saw in the sunset, and something very sweet and very bitter all around me at once. And then I seemed to be sinking into deep green water, and there was a singing in my ears, as I have heard there is to drowning men. And my soul seemed to go out of my body and float about the air. And then there was a sort of agonizing feeling, as if I were in an earthquake, and I came back and found you shaking me.
From the Journal of Mina Murray, 19th of August.
At last, news of Jonathan. The dear fellow has been ill, that is why he did not write. I am to leave in the morning to bring him home. Mr. Hawkins said it would not be a bad thing if we were to be married out there. The news came in a letter from Sister Agatha of the Hospital of St. Joseph and St. Mary in Budapest.
Dear Madam, I write by desire of Mr. Jonathan Harker, who is himself not strong enough to write, though progressing well, thanks to God and St. Joseph and St. Mary. He has been under our care for nearly 6 weeks, suffering from a violent brain fever. He has told me all about you, and that you are shortly to be his wife. All blessings to you both. He has had some fearful shock, so says our doctor. And in his delirium, his ravings have been dreadful, of wolves and poison and blood, of ghosts and demons, and I fear to say of what. We should have written long ago, but we knew nothing of his friends, and there was on him nothing that anyone could understand. He came in the train from Klausenburg, and the guard was told by the station master there that he rushed into the station shouting for a ticket for home. Be assured that he is well cared for. He has won all hearts by his sweetness and gentleness. He is truly getting on well, and I have no doubt will in a few weeks be all himself. But be careful of him for safety's sake. There are, I pray God and St. Joseph and St. Mary, many, many happy years for you both. Yours with sympathy and all blessings, Sister Agatha.
From the Diary of Dr. John Seward, 19th of August.
Strange and sudden change in Renfield last night. About 8 o'clock he began to get excited and sniff about as a dog does when setting.
I don't want to talk to you. You don't count now. The master is at hand.
And then he became quite quiet, looking into space resignedly. I went to bed, but lay sleepless, thinking of Lucy.
Doctor! Renfield's escaped. I saw him not 10 minutes ago, asleep in his bed, and then I heard a noise. I saw his feet disappearing through the window. He's only in his nightclothes, so he can't be far off. He went off towards Carfax.
I ran after him as quickly as I could, and on the far side of the house I found him pressed against the old door of the chapel. My men were close behind me, but Renfield did not seem to notice us.
I'm here to do your bidding, master. I am your slave, and you will reward me now you are near. I await your commands.
When we closed in on him, he fought like a tiger. He is immensely strong, and I never saw a lunatic in such a paroxysm of rage before. He is safe now, at any rate, in a straitjacket, and chained to the wall in the padded room.
From Mina Harker to Lucy Westenra, Budapest, 24th of August.
My dear Lucy, I am with Jonathan, and we are married. I found him very thin and pale. Sister Agatha tells me that he raved of dreadful things while he was not himself, but she would not tell me what they were. Among Jonathan's things was a notebook, and I thought that there I might find some clue to his trouble. I asked him to let me look at it.
Here, take it and keep it. The secret is here, and I do not want to know it. Read it if you will, but never let me know. I want to take up my life here, with our marriage.
My dear, I shall wrap it up and seal the wax with my wedding ring. I shall keep it so as a sign that we trust each other, and I will never open it unless it is for your own dear sake.
My dear wife, the dearest thing in all the wide world.
From Lucy Westenra to Mina Harker, Whitby, 30th of August.
My dearest Mina, oceans of love and millions of kisses. And may you soon be in your own home with your husband. You will be glad to know that I have quite given up walking in my sleep. By the way, Arthur is here, and we are to be married on the 28th of next month. Your loving Lucy.
From the diary of Dr. Seward, 23rd of August.
Another night adventure. Renfield escaped again, and we followed him into the grounds of the deserted house, and found him in the same place. At first he was furious, and then suddenly grew calm. He looked into the moonlit sky, but I could see nothing except a big bat, which was flapping its silent and ghostly way to the west.
From the diary of Lucy Westenra, 25th of August.
I seem to be dreaming again, just as I did at Whitby. Last night there was a sort of scratching or flapping at the window, and then I must have fallen asleep, for there were more bad dreams. This morning I am horribly weak. My face is ghastly pale, and my throat pains me.
From Arthur Holmwood to Dr. Seward, 31st of August.
My dear Jack, I want you to do me a favour. Lucy is ill. She looks dreadful and is getting worse every day. I've told her that I should ask you to see her. Do not fail to wipe me fully to Wing, where I am summoned to see my father, who is worse. Arthur.
From Dr. Seward to Arthur Holmwood, 2nd of September.
My dear old fellow, with regard to Miss Westenra's health, I hasten to let you know that in my opinion there is not any functional disturbance or malady that I know of. At the same time, I am not by any means satisfied with her appearance, and I've come to the conclusion that it must be something mental. I have written to my old friend and master, Professor Van Helsing, of Amsterdam, who is a philosopher and metaphysician, and one of the most advanced scientists of his day. He will see Miss Westenra tomorrow.
Dr. Van Helsing and the other gentlemen are here, ma'am.
My dear young Miss Westenra, I have the so great pleasure because you are so beloved. They told me you were of a ghastly pale, or to them I say, phew, my good friend John here, how can he know anything of the young ladies? He has his madmans to play with. Now, I make a little examination, and we have a little talk. So, now I take a look, if you please.
Well, what do you think?
I have made careful examination, but there is no functional cause. With you, I agree. There has been much blood lost. It has been, but is not. Blood hath been shed ere now. And yet there is cause. There is always cause for everything. I must go back home and think. You must send to me the telegram every day, and if there be cause, I shall come again.
But meanwhile, what am I to tell my friend, Arthur Holmwood? He and Miss Westenra are to be married, you know.
Oh, tell him all you think. Tell him what I think, if you can guess it, if you will. No, I'm not jesting. This is no jest, but life and death, perhaps more. So, do not forget the telegram every day.
From the diary of Dr. Seward, 4th of September.
Renfield still keeps up our interest in him, and sometimes he broods, with a sullen, woebegone look in his face, and then there are the occasional violent outbursts, and today occurring at high noon and at sunset. Now, there may be a clue there.
Telegram from Seward, London, to Van Helsing, Amsterdam, 4th of September.
Patient still better today.
From Seward, London, to Van Helsing, Amsterdam, 5th of September.
Patient greatly improved, good appetite, sleeps naturally, good spirits, colour coming back.
From Seward, London, to Van Helsing, Amsterdam, 6th of September.
Terrible change for the worse. Come at once. Do not lose an hour.
From the diary of Dr. Seward, 7th of September.
Van Helsing arrived promptly, and we were shown up to Lucy's room. If I was shocked when I saw her yesterday, I was horrified today. She was ghastly, chalkily pale. The bones of her face stood out prominently, and the red seemed to have gone, even from her lips and gums.
My God, this is dreadful. There is no time to be lost. She will die for sheer want of blood. There must be transfusion of blood at once. Is it you or me?
I am younger and stronger, Professor. It must be me.
Then get ready at once. I am prepared.
Arthur, what are you doing here?
Jack, I was so anxious I had to come. Is not this gentleman Dr. Van Helsing?
I am he.
Sir, I am so grateful to you for coming. What are we to do?
Young miss is bad, very bad. She wants blood, and blood she must have, or die. We are about to perform what we call transfusion, and John here was to give his blood, but you are the man we want. You're better than me, better than my friend John. Our blood is not so bright than yours.
My life is hers, and I would give the last drop of blood in my body for her.
Good boy. Come now, and be silent. You shall kiss her once before it is done, but then you must go. Now, little miss, here is your medicine. Drink it off like a good child.
Yes.
So, and now you fall into deep sleep. Good. Now you may take that one little kiss. Friend John, help me whilst I bring over the table. So, now we begin. Now, do not stir. Lie quietly, young man.
What do you make of that mark on her throat?
What do you make of it? 2 punctures just over Dracula vein. Not large, but not looking wholesome. No sign of disease, but edges are white and worn-looking, as if by some trituration. I must go back to Amsterdam tonight. There are books and things there which I want. You must remain here all the night, and you must not let your sight pass from her. Remember, she's your charge. If you leave her and harm befall, you shall not sleep easy hereafter. I am finished here. Now, take down our brave young lover, and give him of the port wine, and let him lie down a while. He has saved her life this time.
I sat up all night with Lucy. At first it appeared that she did not want to sleep, but I was able to reassure her by my presence and the promise that nothing would happen. So she slept, and there was a smile on her face, as evidence that no bad dreams had come to disturb her peace of mind. The next night I was pretty tired and worn out, but Lucy was in cheerful spirits.
No sitting up tonight for you. I'm quite well again. So you can lie on the sofa in the next room, and I shall leave the door open. Tonight I shall not fear to sleep, since you are close at hand. And I can call you if I want anything.
Next morning I was conscious of the Professor's hand on my head, and started awake all in a second.
And how is our patient?
Well, when I left her.
Ah, good. Come, let us see. Oh, God in Himmel! Quick, bring the brandy. It is not too late. Her heart still beats, though but feebly. All our work is undone, and we must begin again. There is no young Arthur here now. I have to call on you yourself this time, friend John, for the transfusion. So.
I did my part, and Lucy slept well into the day. And when she woke, she was fairly well and strong, though not nearly so much so as the day before. Van Helsing came in with a large parcel, from which he took a great bundle of white flowers.
These are for you, Miss Lucy, but not for you to play with. These are medicines. I put him in your window, and I make a pretty wreath and hang him round your neck so that you sleep well.
Why, Professor, I believe you are having a joke with me. These flowers are only common garlic.
No, I never jest. This is grim purpose in all I do. Take care, for the sake of others, if not for your own. I only do for your good. There is much virtue to you in this so common flower. Come, friend John, you shall help me deck the room with my garlic, which is all the way from Harlem. Come, first we fasten the windows and latch them securely. So, then we rub the flowers over the sashes and all over the door, and now round the fireplace.
You know, Professor, someone might think you were working some spell to keep out an evil spirit.
Perhaps I am. Now, Miss Lucy, this wreath I have made for you, you must wear round the neck. Take care you do not disturb it, and even if the room feel close, do not tonight open window or door. We come tomorrow early to see our pretty miss, so much more strong for my spell which I have work.
11th of September. Van Helsing and I arrived at Hillingham at 8 o'clock. It was a lovely morning, with bright sunshine.
Ah, Mrs. Westenra, good morning. How is our patient?
You will be glad to know that Lucy is better. The dear child is still asleep. I haven't disturbed her.
Aha! My treatment is working. Now, that is good.
Don't take all the credit for yourself, Doctor. Part is due to me. The room was awfully stuffy in the night, and those horrible, strong-smelling flowers were everywhere, even some round her neck. I feared that the odour would be too much for Lucy, so I took them all away, opened the window to let in a little fresh air.
But what have you done? Those flowers have medicinal value. The breathing of their odour is part of the system of cure. Nothing must remove from her room without first I am consulted. Oh, God, all the powers of the devils are against us. Come, we must act. Devils or no devils, or all the devils at once, it matters not. We fight him all the same. My God, as I expected. Now there is need for yet another operation of transfusion of blood.
I am ready.
No, friend John. Today you must operate. I shall provide. You are weakened already. We do this now, then I watch tonight. Pray tomorrow.
The Pall Mall Gazette, 18th of September. The Escaped Wolf. An interview with the keeper in the Zoological Gardens.
After many inquiries, I managed to find the keeper of the wolf section in the Zoological Gardens, a Mr. Thomas Builder.
Yeah, all right, Governor. This here's about the old story. There's a wolf, what we called Berserker. Nice, well-behaved wolf, never gave us no trouble. Well, it was yesterday. Berserker started tearing like a mad thing at the bars as if he wanted to get out. Well, there wasn't much people about that day, only a tall, thin chap with a pointed beard and a hooked nose. He had a hard, cold look and red eyes. And it seemed as if it was him Berserker was irritated at. Then that man came over, and blessed if he didn't put in his hand through the cage and stroke the old wolf's ears. Then he walks away, and old Berserker keeps looking after him till he was out of sight. Well, last night, so soon as the moon was up, the wolves here all began howling. I took a look around. when I came to old Berserker's cage, I see the bars broken and twisted about and the cage empty.
Now, Mr. Builder, can you account in any way for the escape of the wolf?
Well, sir, I accounts for it in this way. It seems to me that the wolf escaped because he wanted to get out.
Mr. Builder, what do you think will happen now?
My opinion is this. That wolf's hiding somewhere. If he can't get food, he's bound to look for it. There may be some nursemaid goes walking off and leaves infant in a perambulator and... ooh.
From the diary of Dr. Seward, 17th of September.
I was in my study after dinner when in rushed Renfield with the dinner knife in his hand. He struck at me and cut my wrist severely. It bled freely and a little pool trickled onto the carpet. Renfield fell onto his belly and began licking up the blood which had fallen from my wounded wrist.
The blood is the life. The blood is the life.
18th of September. Just off to London, a telegram from Van Helsing urging me to return to Hillingham was misdirected and a whole night has been lost. Well, all may be well, of course, but what may have happened?
Lucy, darling, I was uneasy about you, so I came to see that you were all right.
Mother, you'll catch cold. Come here, into the bed with me. Hush. Lie quietly and sleep.
What is that? Oh, Lucy. Look. Look. A wolf. Oh. 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 Oh.
Mother. Help! Help! What is it, miss?
Look, is Mrs. Westenra? Is she dead, Miss Lucy?
Yes. She's dead. Now come. Don't be frightened. There's nothing here now to be afraid of. It's all right. Just cover her with a sheet, please. There. Now you go into the dining room and help yourselves to some wine. Then you'll feel better.
Yes, miss. Thank you, miss.
What am I to do? What am I to do? Those specks floating in the air. What are they? What do they mean? My dear mother gone. It is time that I go too. Goodbye, dear Arthur. If I should not survive this night, God keep you, dear, and God help me. Help me. Help me.
It is not yet too late. Bring the brandy, quick.
Here you are, Professor. Oh, my God, look at her throat. It's so dreadfully mangled.
Yes. You go wake those maids. They have been drugged, that is certain. You notice the smell of laudanum, my friend? Go, wake them. Flick them in the face with a wet towel. Flick them hard. Make them get heat and fire and warm water, quick. I can rub her with the brandy. All that can be at the present.
Wake up! Wake up! We need hot water in Miss Lucy's room at once. At once, do you hear?
Yes, sir.
This is a stand-up fight with death now, isn't it?
If that were all, I would stop here where we are now and let her fade away into peace. For I see no light in life over her horizon. Ah, good. The hot water. Now, we must chafe her limbs.
The heart is beating more strongly. She's breathing better.
Yes. The first gain is ours. Check to the king. What are we to do now? We must have another transfusion of blood, or the poor girl's life will not be worth an hour's purchase. But you and I, we are exhausted. And those serving women, no, they will not do. Now, where are we to turn for help? Oh, that we now had here but one.
What's the matter with me?
Quincy, what brought you here?
A telegram from Art. He begged me not to delay, and it seems to me I've come just in the nick of time. Now, tell me what to do.
Aha, a brave man's blood is the best thing on this earth when a woman is in trouble. Come, my brave man.
There's another thing. The certificate of death for Mrs. Westenra. You and I and the other doctor know that Mrs. Westenra had disease of the heart, and we can certify that she died of it. There must be no inquest, for that would surely kill poor Lucy.
Yes, you are right, my friend. We shall fill up the certificate at once, and you shall take it to the registrar. Now, we are finished here. Truly, Miss Lucy is at least happy in the friends that love her. 1, 2, 3, all open their veins for her. Besides one old man.
Yes, Jack knows that I love that girl and wanted to marry her. But what is it that's wrong with her? You and Professor Van Helsing here and I have given her blood, and I guess Art was in it too. That poor, pretty creature we all love has had put into her veins the blood of 4 strong men. Man alive, her whole body wouldn't hold it. What took it out?
Aha, that is the crux. Blood will have blood. Now, you shall know and understand it all in good time, but it will be later. Now, our friend must go and have a glass of wine and a good breakfast, and then lie down to rest after what he has so bravely done. But look, Miss Lucy is seeming stronger already, and she sleeps better now.
But her teeth, they look so much longer and so much sharper than usual. Why?
Do not trouble about it now. You must send telegram to her, Arthur. I think it best he comes quickly. The shock has been great for the poor child, and I cannot be sure what will happen now. We must be watching. Someone sit with her all the time. That is all that can be done now. God help us all.
Report from Patrick Hennessy, MD, MRCS, etc., to John Seward, MD, 20th of September.
The patient Renfield has had another outbreak. This afternoon, a carrier's cart with 2 men made a call at the empty house whose grounds abut on ours. They had a load of heavy boxes to deliver, and they passed by the window of Renfield's room. The patient apparently broke out through his window.
You bastards! Cretins! Filthy louts! Shut off!
And you can shut up, you foul-mouthed beggar.
You shan't rob me. You shan't murder me by inches. I'll fight for my lord and master.
Quick! Put a straitjacket on him!
Lord bless you, sir. I pity you and the governor having to live in the house with a wild beast like that.
I'm sorry about this. Perhaps a drink of something to restore you. And, this for your trouble.
You're a blooming good bloke, sir, you are.
From the diary of Dr. Seward, 20th of September.
I have heard the flapping of the wings of the angel of death. First Lucy's mother, and now Arthur's father, both dead. I relieved Van Helsing in his watch over Lucy, and we sent Arthur to go to rest also. Lucy lay quite still, breathing heavily, and round her neck was the silk handkerchief which Van Helsing made her keep on. He had placed garlic everywhere. Lucy's teeth, in the uncertain light, seemed longer and sharper than they had been in the morning. I sat down by her, and presently she moved uneasily. At the same moment there came a sort of dull flapping or buffeting by the window. There was a full moonlight, and I could see that the noise was made by a great bat, which wheeled round and every now and again struck the window with its wings. When I came back to my seat, I found that Lucy had moved slightly, and had torn away the garlic flowers from her throat. I replaced them as well as I could, and sat watching her. At 6 o'clock, Van Helsing came to relieve me.
Draw up the blind. Give me some light. Oh, mein God!
Those marks that were on her throat, they're gone.
Yes, she is dying. It will not be long now. Wake that poor boy Arthur, and let him see the last.
Arthur, come, my dear fellow. Summon all your courage. It will be best and easiest for her.
Arthur. Oh, my love. I'm so glad you have come. Kiss me.
No, no, not for your life. Not for your living soul and hers.
Dr. Van Helsing, my true friend, and his. Oh, guard him, and give him peace.
I swear it. Come, Arthur. Take her hand in yours and kiss her on the forehead. And only once. Then go. Kiss and part. It is all over. She is dead.
Poor girl. There is peace for her at last. It is the end.
Not so, alas, not so. It is only the beginning.
What do you mean?
We must wait and see. Now, friend John, I think we may to bed. Tomorrow we shall have much to do. I want you to bring me a set of post-mortem knives.
Must we make an autopsy?
Yes and no. I want to operate, but not as you think. I want to cut off her head and take out her heart.
Oh, my God, no.
You, a surgeon, and so shocked? Oh, but I must not forget, my dear friend John, that you loved her, and I have not forgotten it, for it is I that shall operate, and you must only help. I would like to do it tonight, but for Arthur I must not. He will be free after his father's funeral tomorrow, and he will want to see her, to see it. Then, when she is coffined ready for the next day, you and I shall come when all sleep. We shall unscrew the coffin lid and shall do our operation.
But why do it at all? The girl is dead. Why mutilate her poor body without need?
Friend John, I pity your poor bleeding heart, and I love you the more because it does so bleed. But there are more things in heaven and earth that you know not, but that you shall know, and bless me for knowing, though they are not pleasant things. John, my child, you have been my friend now many years. I may err, I am but man, but I believe in all I do. Was it not for these causes that you sent for me when the great trouble came? Yes, were you not amazed when I would not let Arthur kiss his love, though she was dying, and snatched him away by all my strength? Yes, and yet you saw how she thanked me with her so beautiful dying eyes, her voice too, so weak. And she kissed my rough old hand and blessed me. Yes, and did you not hear me swear promise to her, that so she closed her eyes grateful? Yes. Well, I have good reason now for all I want to do. Believe me yet a little, friend John. I work with heavy heart, and must not tell what I think. Will you not have faith in me?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Friend John, there are strange and terrible days before us. Let us two work to a good end.
He laid a handful of wild garlic around the bed, and then placed a little golden crucifix over the mouth. I must have slept long and soundly, for it was broad daylight when Van Helsing waked me.
You need not trouble about the knives. We shall not do it. It is too late, or it is too early. That crucifix I placed on her, it was stolen in the night by one of the serving women. But come, her Arthur is with her. Lord Godalming, we must call him now.
Oh, Jack, what shall I do? There is nothing in the wide world for me to live for. Jack, is she really dead?
Yes, you must say goodbye now.
But how beautiful she is. Can she really be dead?
I have to ask you a hard thing, but I hope that for Lucy's sake you will do it. I want you to give me permission to read all her letters and papers. I have a motive of which, be sure, she would have approved.
Dr. Van Helsing, you may do what you will.
From the Journal of Mina Harker, 22nd of September.
How things have changed. Now I am married to Jonathan. Mr. Hawkins is dead and buried, and Jonathan is rich and master of his business. But he's not recovered, and another attack may harm him. After the funeral of Mr. Hawkins, we came back to town. Walking down Piccadilly, Jonathan suddenly clutched my arm so tight that it hurt me.
My God! Do you see who it is?
You mean that man? With the big white teeth and the red lips? Who is it?
It's the man himself. I believe it is the Count, but he's grown so young. My God, if this be so! Oh, my God! If only I knew. If only I knew.
From Dr. Seward's diary, 22nd of September.
It is all over. Arthur has gone back to Ring, taking Quincy Morris with him. Van Helsing has been under terrible strain and crosses to Amsterdam tonight, but says he will return tomorrow night. And now we are all scattered, and for many a long day, loneliness will sit over our roofs with brooding wings. Lucy lies in the tomb of her kin, a lordly death house in a lonely churchyard away from teeming London, where the air is fresh and the sun rises over Hampstead Hill, and where wild flowers grow of their own accord.
From the Westminster Gazette, 25th of September. In Hampstead, during the past 2 or 3 days, several cases have occurred of young children straying from home or neglecting to return from playing on the heath. In all these cases, the children were too young to give any proper account of themselves, but the consensus of their excuses is that they had been with a bloofer lady. It has always been late in the evening when they have been missed, and on 2 occasions the children have not been found until early in the following morning. It's generally supposed in the neighbourhood that as the first child missed gave as his reason for being away that a bloofer lady had asked him to come for a walk, the others had picked up the phrase and used it as occasion served. There is, however, possibly a serious side to the question, for some of the children, indeed all who have been missed at night, have been slightly torn or wounded in the throat. The wounds seem such as might have been made by a rat or a small dog. From the Journal of Mina Harker, 24th of September.
Jonathan is better after a bad night. I'm so glad he has plenty of work to do, for that keeps his mind off the terrible things. Last night I read the dreadful record of his journey to Transylvania. I wonder whether it be true or any imagination following his brain fever. Poor dear. And yet that man we saw yesterday, he seemed quite certain about him. He believes that the dreadful Count has come to London. If it should be, and London, with its teeming millions. There may be a solemn duty, and if it come, we must not shrink from it. I shall be prepared. I shall get my typewriter this very hour and begin transcribing Jonathan's shorthand notes. Then they will be ready for other eyes if required.
Van Helsing to Mrs. Harker, 24th of September.
Dear Madam Mina, I pray you to pardon my rising, in that I'm so far friend as that I send you sad news of Miss Lucy Westenra's death. Madam Mina, I implore you to help me. My old brain is troubled. There is much danger, but we may arm us to encounter it. I should come to Exeter to see you at once, if you tell me I am privileged to come, and where and when. Van Helsing.
Telegram from Mrs. Harker to Van Helsing, 25th of September.
Come today by 10:15 train, if can catch it. Can see you any time you call. Wilhelmina Harker.
Dr. Van Helsing, ma'am.
Mrs. Harker, is it not? That was Miss Mina Murray?
Yes. Oh, Dr. Van Helsing.
It is Mina Murray I come to see, that was friend of that poor dear child, Lucy Westenra. Madam Mina, it is on account of the dead I come.
Sir, you could have no better claim on me than that you were a friend and helper of Lucy Westenra.
I have read your letters to Miss Lucy. Forgive me, but I had to begin to inquire somewhere, and there was none to ask. I know how good you are and how your husband suffer. I know also that you were with Miss Lucy at Whitby. I come to ask you, and ask you out of your so much kindness, to tell me all of it that you remember.
I can tell you, I think, Dr. Van Helsing, all about it. Here, I have typewritten out my journal. Read it over whilst I order lunch, and then you can ask questions while we eat.
Oh, you so clever, woman. I long knew that Mr. Jonathan was a man of much thankfulness. But see, his wife have all the good things. Ah, yes. So. Madam Mina, how can I say what I owe to you? This paper is a sunshine. I am dazzled with so much light. There are darknesses in life and there are lights. You are one of the lights. You will have happy life and good life, and your husband will be blessed in you. Now, tell me of your husband. Is he quite well? Is the fever gone?
Oh, Dr. Van Helsing, I've been so fearful for him. I wish you could make him well again. Last Thursday in London, he thought he saw someone who recalled something terrible. He was a tall, thin man with big teeth and red lips and a pale face. Dr. Van Helsing, what I have to tell you is so queer. You must not laugh at me or my husband.
Oh, my dear, trust me. I have learned not to think little of anyone's belief, no matter how strange it be. And I have tried to keep an open mind. You may tell me anything.
Thank you. Now, here is a copy of Jonathan's journal when he was abroad. It is long, but I've typewritten it out. Read it for yourself and judge, and then perhaps you will be very kind and tell me what you think.
Oh, yes, I promise. I shall, in the mornings, as soon as I can, come to see you and your husband, if I may. And now, Madam Mina, I thank you once more, and for this moment, I take my leave.
From Van Helsing to Mrs. Harker, 25th of September, evening.
Dear Madam Mina, I have read your husband's so wonderful diary. You may sleep without doubt. Strange and terrible as it is true. I will pledge my life on it. I am blessed that I come to see you, for I have learned all at once so much that again I am dazzled more than ever, and I must think. Yours, Abraham Van Helsing.
Jonathan, you see, the doctor thinks all you wrote down was true, all true, my dears.
That is all I needed to know. It was that doubt as to whether it was all real or not that kept me so in the dark. Now I know. I am not afraid of the Count, even though he is in London and somehow has got younger.
Dr. Van Helsing.
Dr. Van Helsing. I'm so pleased to see you, sir.
Oh, but what is this? Madam Mina told me you were ill. Is it not so?
Yes, I was ill, but you have cured me already.
Huh?
Doctor, you don't know what it is to doubt everything, even yourself. I didn't know what to do. But your letter to Mina ends all that.
Sir, you will pardon praise from an old man, but you are blessed in your wife. And now, may I ask you for some more help? Can you tell me what went before your going to Transylvania?
Does what you have to do concern the Count?
It does.
Then I am with you, heart and soul. Here, take these documents and read them later. Now we will have breakfast, and then I shall take you to the station. And for your journey now, here are the newspapers.
My God! What is this here? So soon? Oh, my God! I must go, and quickly. This is very bad. A child discovered with tiny wound in throat speaks of bloofer lady. So soon, so soon.